culturally, like values, she still has like traditional values. I see it in you, by the way.
Yeah.
But you also want to have independence. So I told Mama, like, Mama, like, don't treat Atong like the way you treat me and Ayom. Me and Ayom are two different people. Because Ayom, you and I are like 2 years apart. Is it 1 year? 2 years apart.
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
Don't treat her the way you treat her. If you want to get to Atong, literally approach her as a person that was here young. But Mama doesn't get that. Mama was like, I don't know what you mean. They're all my children. I'm treating them the same. I'm like, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But realistically, you have to really approach Atong differently the way you approach me. Because Ayom, come on. Even when I moved out, Mama didn't even like the fact that I moved out. I've got 2 kids and she didn't want me to move out.
Yeah. But Becky, I think, you know, like I was saying before, I think it's a common problem within our community because imagine like 2 generations that are clashing, right? Like when like the time that you mama generation, right? Their generation and our generation, I feel like we are more closer. It depends how you were raised, right? It depends how you were raised in that, or like sometimes, you know, I feel like I've met 1 or 2 parents or like, let's say mothers that are trying their best to assimilate into like this generation, because when we all came to Australia, imagine the culture shock, right? For them as well, because we talk about like the culture shock for us. Right?
We have a culture shock. And we came here as a young people. Imagine them.
Imagine them trying to like, you know, like assimilate into this new culture. Because back home, it's like when you're like adults and you're a child, it's like what the adult is saying. Like you're not allowed to like look an adult.
You're not allowed to
directly
talk back.
in the eye. You can't talk back. And it's so weird because here in Australia,
you have to look at somebody
talking to you and you're like looking away. That's considered rude.
Yeah, it's considered
back
rude.
Home, if you don't like, if you look at them directly in the eye, they're like, you are so rude.
Yes.
Dare you look at dare you look at me?
Yeah, why are you looking at me? Look down. Like what? Like I was saying in school, like when I was in school, like and I got in trouble and I wouldn't look at my teacher eyes, like Miss, and she's talking to me and I'm looking down. She's like, why are you looking down? I'm like
you're so rude.
I can't look at you. I'm not allowed to look at you because you're an adult, you're an elder, and I'm a young person. And she was so literally beside herself. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can't look at you. Because she's like, look at me. I'm like, I can't.
The culture
She's like, why? And I said, I cannot. Traditionally, how physically I cannot look at you. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because you're an adult and you're older than me and you're my teacher for that matter. So I can't look at you. She's like, oh no, you're in Australia, you have to look at me. I'm like, if I look at you, I'm actually being rude. And she was so shocked. And she was so intrigued about why. She asked, after the fact that we already gone through everything, she literally came down and she's like, I want to know why you can't look at me. And I explained the reasons why. I mean, back home, you can't look, even here in Australia, like if I get in trouble with Mama, in my big age, I can't look at Mama
at your big age.
Oh at my God.
Yeah, at my big age.
You know,
I literally would look like
that. Just reminded Becky. Remember, like that just reminded me of like Becky was petrified of Mama.
She was.
She was.
What do you mean?
She was petrified of Mama.
Elder.